Social anxiety is a bitch. But good news, I used to have it horrible and I cured it. Which means that the vast majority of the people watching this video right now can also do it. But you have to tailor your expectations to how long it's going to take. Some, it's going to take weeks of exposure, of habits, of what I say. It's going to take months. Some who are, in some sense of the word, fundamentally broken, which was how I felt, it's going to take years. It took me years of trial and error and learning and doing different stuff to actually fix this fully. So make sure that your expectations for how long this is going to be is actually appropriate. I know how painful it is to have an expectation of taking a month and then it takes 6 months. It's painful. Don't do that to yourself. And it also felt like, when I used to have it, that it was at the core of my very being. That no surface level advice of like, just be yourself, others aren't really judging you, or just be confident, bro. Just any of that surface level advice, it just doesn't work. Like, how I used to be in like social situations or just the world in general. Like, I would go to a cashier, I'd want to ask a question because I couldn't find anything, and I'd just look at them and I'd just be like, I'm about to go to battle. Like, my body would send signals that I'm about to go to battle, that I'm about to be attacked. It's like, it just wasn't happening. Let's just be honest. That was fear. That was how, like, imagining talking to a cashier who's paid to be nice to you, who's paid to offer help in whatever you're asking. But I was still scared of that most basic thing. I would be so self-conscious in like a group of 3 or 4 friends. Like, I was with the nerds back in high school. Like, I wasn't friends with anyone else. Like, year 10, I was just friends with a few of the nerds. And even with them, I would just be like, in my own head, like, how am I being perceived? Just scared. Just couldn't exist. Like, you fundamentally don't feel it's just safe existing around other people. That's how I was just like existing. And even just like thinking back on it, it's like, it's kind of crazy to me that that's how I used to live and go about my day. And like, that went with girls as well. Like, I would see a pretty girl and my brain would go, I want to go talk to her. She's attractive. And then half a second later, I'd be like barraged with like negativity and just crap and self-doubt, and like, she's not gonna like you, she's gonna reject you, she's gonna scream at you, conjuring imagination stories of the worst case scenario of everyone laughing at you. It's just like so irrational and stupid. And you know that. You know it's irrational. You know it's stupid. You can logically tell yourself that. But like, nah, body no listen, bro. I get it. I've experienced all of that. But now it's like, I can just exist. And like, my worth and my value isn't being like constantly like challenged. It's like, even like the most simplest things. Like, I bought lightsabers the other day to go smack my friends with. Because, yeah, you can have fun at 23. I don't care. Fuck you. If you judge that, whatever. That's a reflection on you, not me. And like, like, even just a few comments to like people along the way, like, you like my lightsabers, mate. And then I got some stupid grins, and I was just like grinning like a stupid child. Like, things like that. I would not be able to do that. That'd be too scary. And all I'm doing is like, literally all I'm doing is saying a single sentence and getting a reaction from a stranger that I'm basically never gonna see. And my body would used to see that as a threat. And now it's just like, just is. It's just easy. And like, this is probably more important to you. I was on holiday about 2 weeks ago. I went to the beach and I saw a pretty girl. I wanted to talk to her. I went up and talked to her. I had a 25-minute lovely conversation with her, exchanged her number, we hung out again, and it was lovely. We connected actually pretty nicely. It was warm. It was just nice. And being able to, like, I might not be the most extroverted or want to go out socializing all the time, but when I do, and when I do actually want to socialize, I'm not in my own head. I'm not scared. My body's not attacking me. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some quick advice. Each of these topics are like hour or 2 or 3 or 4 hours that I could spend talking about each of them. And then different facets of that would take longer. But I'm just going to give you an overview of what I did to actually fix the anxiety. And again, it was a deep problem. It wasn't a surface level fix that took a week. This is shit that's going to take weeks, months, years. Don't endeavor to get a quick fix, because there is no quick fix, especially for people like us. God knows I tried and wanted it to be, and wanted there to be a quick fix, but it just isn't. Now, the fundamental problem is your body's response to social situations themselves. And I guess to another extent, just existing. It's treating social situations like a threat. It's sending fight or flight signals. And it's, again, just treating social situations and relationships just like a threat. You have to rewire that relationship, rewire your relationship with yourself as well, because this all stems from how you see yourself and how you see others. If you see yourself as fundamentally unworthy of love, how is that going to manifest when you go try and talk to people, go talk to girls? Trust me, I had this exact belief that was emotionally charged, that I deep down believed that I was fundamentally unworthy of love. I had this belief. And how did that manifest? I would be like a little like predictive mechanism. I would say, she's going to reject me. There's no point. Why even try? This was a constant in my head. Why even try? Because the outcome of them not giving me love is a foregone conclusion in my mind. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not going to receive love. So why try? And that way of thinking is itself the problem. Because if you think you're not worthy of love, you're not going to receive evidence to be able to change it. Therefore, to be able to receive the love, so you're stuck in a loop of confirming the same thought that you believe to be true, which perpetuates more of the same. It's like a big old circle of bullshit. Well, it doesn't feel like bullshit, but it is bullshit. And to change that, you have to come in at that belief level. You can't change at the behavior level or the habit. You have to change at the root cause, which is the belief. The belief that you are fundamentally unworthy. Because everything is upstream of your beliefs and how you believe you are in the world. If you believe you are fundamentally unworthy, unlovable, you're going to act that out. You're going to seek to confirm that unconsciously. It cannot be any other way, because that is how beliefs manifest. I will likely make a video on understanding beliefs and how they manifest to you and as a result of them. Just know that beliefs are how we believe they're basically statements of perceived truth about ourselves and the world. And when we believe a thing to be true deep down with strength and emotion, we're going to act that out. It cannot be any other way. And the next point that I want to discuss is trauma. Overall trauma. By trauma, I'm going to define it as unprocessed emotion. So, as a child, You had an event, you had an experience, you had lots of negative emotions come up, and you never got a way to actually process those emotions. Therefore, those emotions get stuck and end up living in your body as a sort of fragment that never truly leaves, that sucks the life out of you, that comes out and manifests itself when similar circumstances are experienced. So say you have a bad experience and you were judged and you were made fun of 10 years ago, and that lives as a fragment. You never processed it. You never learned how to deal with your emotions. 10 years later, you could have a like situation where it's just similar, and or your body senses it as similar, or potentially this could lead to a similar outcome to back then, because our brains love to work in like predictive ways. If we predict it'll act in the same way, it'll protect us in the exact same way. By counterintuitively, the fragment will come back and it'll try to get us to not engage in that behavior. It'll just basically scream, avoid, avoid, avoid. And that's what those emotions are generated for. The shame, the guilt, the other crap that comes up, those are basically predictive mechanisms to get you not to endanger yourself, because you see it as a threat. So therefore, those emotions generate as a way to protect you from the threat, which this threat isn't a threat. Your body perceives it as a threat, but it isn't. See, this isn't what you thought this would be when you clicked on a video about social anxiety, did you? Again, this is the deep cause. This is the root solution. It's not just be confident, bro. This is how it actually is. But yeah, anyway, you want to process those emotions. Those fragments, you want to process them. And to do this, breath work, going back into your memory, sitting down, visualizing the past and just walking around in that past, experiencing what happened and not escaping, just being there fully, being in the body. This is a video I could talk about again for a while, and exactly like what I did. Like, I had resentment for family members, and that manifested in other ways that just tied my life and my self-image down. Like how I see myself, that just made life worse. I processed trauma that I had been kept since I was like 16, since I was 14, since I was even younger. And this is beautiful. Being able to process and heal. I don't care whatever you say that is not manly. Motherfucker, this is awesome. You become lighter. You become more free. Life becomes better. You become more confident. Every other aspect of your life gets better. I don't care if you have a stigma in your brain about emotions and trauma and healing, that you're somehow weak if you listen to or deal with your emotions, or men aren't meant to be weak or perceived in a certain way. I don't care. You shouldn't care either. Heal. Your life gets better. The only thing that gets perpetuated by not healing is more social anxiety and less of what you want. And I guess society saying that crap. So, you be the judge of what you want to do. And then there's some general things that you can follow that will make regulating your nervous system and just existing in life better. And I'm going to be quick with this because this is general, just good life advice that you should already be aware of. It's eat a clean, whole food diet. Trying to cut out sugar. Try not to eat ultra-processed food. It's drinking a lot of water. It's not drinking a lot of caffeine or drugs or lots of alcohol. It's exercising regularly, weight training, cardio. It's doing all these things. This makes everything else in your life better and easier. And your social anxiety will guaranteed be lessened. The severity of the severity of your social anxiety will be lessened if you take care of these aspects. But will always be there unless you root out the core problem, which was what I stated in the last point, which was your core beliefs about how you see yourself, how your nervous system interacts with the world, and the relationship between threat and your nervous system. And finally, you want to gradually, incrementally introduce exposure therapy. It's never going to rewire completely unless you rewire it in person, in action, in person. You can't avoid this. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone at some point. You can spend months healing, uncovering and procrastinating, but the best way to do this is to uncover the root beliefs, meditate, do some breath work, and do daily or semi-daily, every 2 days, do some exposure therapy. Go talk to a cashier, ask a single question. And that's what I mean by do it in levels, gradually, incrementally. That's what I mean. If likely talking to a group of 3 hot girls is way too much, don't do that. Talking to even a girl is too much. Okay, don't do that. But talking to a cashier or a clerk with one sentence and just asking a single question and then being able to leave and book it and you've accomplished your goal, you can do that. You can do that. Doing a few weeks of that. And to make it even easier, do it with presence and awareness. And by what I mean, before you plan to approach or do your exposure, sit down for a few minutes, deep breaths. Deep breaths, feel your body, feel your feet on the floor, feel your fingertips, and feel your body. Don't allow, just watch the thoughts that your brain will be able to generate. Your brain will be generating crap. Why am I doing this? What is going on here? What is actually being accomplished? Nothing will ever work. I can't do this. Your brain will generate so much crap right before you want to expose yourself. Because again, it wants to protect you from the pain. It's uncomfortable. It wants to protect you. Be in the body. Allow that shit to come up. And then so in the body, deep breathing, allow whatever to come up. Then do the exposure therapy. Do your approach. Do whatever is at your level. It's going to be uncomfortable, but change is uncomfortable. To get what you want, you have to become a sort of like a new person. And you don't want to do that. So it's going to be hard. Just accept it. What you want is going to be hard. But it doesn't have to be too hard. Just slightly higher than what's comfortable. Which is why I said start off with a sentence with a cashier. You can do that. I know you can. And then after you do the sentence, sit back down, go back to the body. Your heart's going to be racing, your anxiety is going to be flaring, crap's going to be happening, shit's going to be generated. What do you need to do? Deep breaths. Return to the body. Allow whatever to come up. Don't close, don't contract, don't close off to the world. Don't escape to your phone. None of this crap. Just sit there and feel the emotions for several minutes. And by doing this process for a few months, that is going to rewire your social anxiety, guaranteed. Give it enough time, and that will happen. You have my full faith that will happen, because I've done it. Now, I hope you've appreciated what I've said, I hope you've taken notes, and I hope you will take action. And I hope you'll subscribe. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.